If you're looking to cycle, whether it's a recumbent, downhill, free ride, all mountain, cross country, street, park, urban, family or cruiser, at Atlantic Bicycle we have one of the greatest selection in all of South Florida. We are located at 4980 West Atlantic Boulevard, Margate, Florida.
Good morning, folks. July 8th, 25th day of the Tour Discovery, and I mean, I don't want to cry victory yet, but finally some flat ground. I left the trail just simply because the gravel, even though it's, you know, the size of the gravel is really small and it doesn't affect the tires, I was noticing that as I would cycle, I would be slipping, and so I was basically wasting energy. With the same effort, I'm here going 2 miles faster. I'm just sustaining a 10 mile per hour. Oh, what's this? Oh, talking about this. What happened to my odometer? You're marking 0. Don't mark 0. Don't tell me that I lost something here. Okay, alright. No, fine. So, okay, there we go. So I got off the trail, and on the trail I was doing 8 miles per hour, and here I am doing 10 miles per hour, same amount of effort. And then look at the wide shoulder, so, you know, that being the case, you know, the trail, as nice as it is, this is better. I mean, this is, wow, it's wider than a sidewalk. I hope it lasts. I hope it lasts very long. I'm about 8 miles to Lambertville, and I believe from there to Norristown is slightly over 30 miles. So hopefully I'll be making some progress today. Alright guys, I will catch you later. Good morning, folks. Still the 8th of July, 25th day of the Tour Discovery, and here behind the bushes and the leaves and the stems and the little trees, we find one of the many canals that was used in the Northeast and also in the former middle colonies, well, middle states, because by that time the construction of canals really happens after the establishment of our republic. And we have basically a series of canals that will allow merchants to move their products to the market. And some of these are being restored, some of these are just like what we see here, and next to the canal you will always find a pathway where the mules go through the barges. So, you know, we know some of the famous ones like the Erie Canal that will connect at the very tip of the Hudson River, and will connect with Lake Erie. You know, that will allow the development of basically the commerce with the Midwest. Prior to the construction of the canals, we were basically wedged into having to ship products. If you were in the Midwest, a place like Illinois, you'd have to ship your products down the Mississippi River, past New Orleans, into the Gulf of Mexico, around the Florida Peninsula, and then up the East Coast to markets like, well, New York, and there, of course, to Europe. That was a lengthy, difficult proposition. It was, of course, better than trying to do it over land. You'd be going through Indian territory, and you didn't really have roads, so you really couldn't do it. Or if you did it, it would take forever and be terribly expensive. You would not be able to make a profit unless you were dealing in, let's say, fur that was extremely well paid because of the demand in Europe. So canals like this one that right now, you know, are for the most part, as far as its transportation solution, they're pretty much forgotten. this is what allowed communities to develop very quickly in the middle states, and mainly in places like New England. They run parallel to the river. So beyond that path, we find the Delaware River. So they would run parallel. You'll have a canal here, you have the Delaware River, and quite possibly there'd be another canal on the other side. Alright guys, I will catch you later. Good afternoon folks, it's July 8th, 25th day of the Tour Discovery. I just made it to Norristown, and now actually I'm heading down to Philadelphia on a trail that parallels the river. So, beautiful water skiing. Very difficult to get to Norristown. All twists and turns, and oh my gosh. I never thought I was going to make it, and I still have 16 miles to Philadelphia. It is 5:46. Fortunately today I did start on time. I started at 7 in the morning, so I've been able to do what I had in mind so far. I'll be staying at my wife has a friend from her job who used to work with her, and she now lives here, so tonight I'm staying with friends. So it's going to be great. It's been a good day, a little bit overcast, which is perfect. You know, those are the days cyclists dream of. At least those of us that tour, we dream of. Because when it's too bright, well, I've said this before, you know, the other two extremes are either it's raining or you're cooking. So, you know, it was a little bit hot, but nothing that was unbearable. I am a little bit concerned. My main camera seems to be having a problem with the lens. It has been failing, and so that's not good. The camera I'm using right now is the same model that I used last year, which is a very good camera, but the one I had purchased for this journey has an incredible zoom. That's why I was able to zoom in into those red-tailed hawks yesterday, even though it was bouncing, because, you know, if you don't have it on a tripod and you have it perfectly still, it's impossible, especially when you're using a zoom. The zoom will exponentially multiply whatever movement in your hand on the screen. It's going to bounce around. I mean, it's going to bounce around. You can have the steadiest of hands. It's not possible. It has to be completely, absolutely still. In fact, for those of you that like astronomy, you know, when you are using a telescope, you know, the rotation of the Earth is one of the things you have to calculate, because, you know, you focus on a star, and it's just, I mean, you can see it as the movement takes place. So it's quite interesting. If you've never looked out a telescope in your backyard, it'd be a great thing to do. You'll realize that the rotation of the Earth will affect you, and you have to compensate for it. Alright, in any event, so 16 miles, I'm going to be riding into town. A lady warned me that there were issues with regards to teenage gangs that apparently had, over the weekend, assaulted a cyclist. So, you know, I've been put on notice. Hopefully, we will be able to avoid such predicaments, and we'll be on the alert. Other than that, you know, positive attitude always, you know, is good, but you know, being alert is also necessary. Alright guys, I'm coming to the 4-minute mark, and as always, I will catch you later.